Howdy everybody out there in YouTube land. Welcome back to the channel. So today we've got the bicycle AUREO. Take a look there. We've also got our other camera set back up, so I'm very excited about that because my video quality has been questionable lately. So I've been using my cell phone. But here's some playing cards for you. There's a lot going on here. Looks like you got some spade action going on. When did these come out? 2018. Gold with some green foil. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at them here. Do we have a tool? We don't have a tool. Have to get inventive. Today we will use a penny. There we go. Okay, so we've been doing a lot of shorts on the platform lately, so that's kind of been fun. And of course, you may have noticed that we're talking a lot about making money on the channel, because there's different ways to make money besides just getting ad revenue. So we've been trying to increase those ways. We'll see how it goes. Anywho, so my first, you can see I'm using my blue one today. It's been a little bit. Then I was just looking through my my back end stuff, and so I have a moderator for back when I was doing lives and stuff. And it just made me think of these mats because they were from Michael Purdue. Michael P. Yeah, I kind of miss him. Wow. Oof. Jumped right into that one. That was kind of fun. So let's take a look. So this is your ad card. And then your jokers is that Leonardo da Vinci. So that's kind of cool. Let's look up here. The better camera. There's that, and then of course your ace, AUREO. Very nice. Looks like standard pips. Let's see if we can get a good view here until we get to the court cards, because that's really where it's a little bit different. So a little different colorway. It's kind of like a brown way. That's kind of nice, like that. Standard pips and things on everything else. So that's good. That's good. Get a close-up of that. Very nice. Now we're exposing whatever this card here is in the back, but that's okay. And that card today, oh, it's going to be another ad card. Let's see. In the early 1500s, Leonardo da Vinci illustrated La Divina, the Divine Proportion, a book written by mathematician Luca Pacelli. This book described a mathematical theory called the Golden Ratio, which was used in Renaissance paintings and sculptures to achieve balance and beauty. Da Vinci later called the sectio aurora, or the golden section, the gold foil and swirl design on the case bring the golden ratio to life in this unique deck of cards. And it's got the back design. So that is, so the idea here is we're looking at symmetry and we're looking at beauty and how gold just kind of accentuates that. So I like the jokers for the artistic, I mean it has a picture of Leonardo da Vinci on it, but I like that. As far as the cards themselves, so the good and bad thing about having borders that are a different color is if you're doing any sort of trick that requires you to turn over a card, just like with any B cards or anything like that, you gotta be extra careful because it does create a line. It's punctuated very well there. Not necessarily an issue all the time, but just something to be aware of. As far as the feel of the cards, feel good. That's what you'd expect from USPCC. 2018. Yep, good stuff. So the question is, because now, we're talking about, this is talking about a book here. Let's talk about a book that we may have access to in the magic community called Mind of Magic or Magic of Mind. I do apologize, I don't have my phone on me. Vanishing Ink just sent out an email. It's from Joshua J. If you didn't have access to this book and you're not getting it, I downloaded it right away, and I've been listening to it on my voice reader, because I'm busy or whatnot. But listening to it, and it's amazing. The stuff that he's talking about is there's no tricks per se. Like, you're not learning about doing tricks, but you're learning about why. We're talking about magic theory, and this book is exactly what I talk about here on the channel, just better, because it's from the minds of great magicians. So we're going to be pulling from this book a lot. And one thing that we want to talk about today is the idea between inspiration and, see if there's another word that rhymes with that, and integration. That's a good one. So basically what that means is you have to have intuition first. If you can't intuitively, in the words of Joshua J., if you can't intuitively know what to do with the magic, then no amount of training is ever going to get you better at it. Because no matter how good you are at doing a trick, if you can't implement it in an entertaining way, that's not something that you can learn. That's something you have to have. You could have a magician who's not very good, or let's say that, who is not even doing magic, let's put it that way, who can go out and perform and still be successful doing any kind of performance, because he still knows how to win over the crowd. He still has that natural gift for being able to extract that enjoyment, or to create the enjoyment, rather. So the other side of that is integration, which basically means, let's say when I open up these cards, if I get inspired by the cards, I might do a trick for you. And in terms of what the beauty of that would be and for the purpose of it, and that's the inspiration part. And so that doesn't mean I'm fantastic at what I do. I have a creative side, like most of us do. All of us, really, in a way. We just show that in different ways. But then what I do is this. After I do my initial thoughts, I will go and I will think, okay, well, how can I do that better? And that's where magic theory comes in, and that's where integration comes in, because I was already inspired to do something. And then what I do is I go to the books, I go to the interwebs, and I learn how to do it in a way that makes it nice and crisp and smooth and beautiful and balanced. All the good things. Because you can always learn the moves you need to learn later on, but the idea is to entertain. You can learn tricks all day, but if you're not performing them, that's fine. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. You can do it just for you. But I think that in terms of what the magic is about, especially for myself, is sharing that with the world. So I hope you guys enjoy that. Enjoy what I do here on the channel. I think that what this would be good with is potentially a little bit of some cardistry, because it's about the beauty, the golden section. Like when I got the Back to the Future cards, initially I thought of Back in Time by Jay Sankey. So I think about tricks that already play a part in the theme, because decks that have a beautiful theme already, perfect. So some stuff that you might be able to do with a deck like this is you might do some cardistry. Let's see how it looks when we do a... that's the wrong one. Spin a little bit here. Going for the Sybil cut. Let's see, there's one, there's two, there's three. I believe it goes... There we go. That's the one. I learned a couple of them that kind of start the same way, and then I forget which way it goes. So, comes back around. We're just doing some fancy stuff now and messing stuff up, but that's okay. We're just having fun. So get some movement going. It's good. Feels good. Some artistry would be nice with these. Let's see if I can do this one. This is the one I practice more often. As you can tell, I'm fantastic at it. As it is taught by the instructor, he said it's not so much that you catch it the right way every time, it's that you catch it. That's the important thing there. And up and over, and then I enter the spring for the Twisted Rain by Daniel Madison. So if you're not checking out Daniel Madison, you should be. You should be. He's a Leonardo da Vinci of our time. Along with a host of other fantastic people. I see Jackie Yu has started to upload, well, shorts have come around to showing me some of his great performances. That's good stuff. You just gotta keep your eye out for these types of things. Feels good. Feels good. Anywho, we're just playing around with the cards now because that's what we do. So this is a card review. This channel is all about card reviews and Magic Theory. Don't forget the Magic Theory part. That's the other part of what we do. We talk about the magic. We talk about why you do the magic. We talk about how you do the magic. And that doesn't mean, again, it doesn't always mean how I did it in terms of the trick itself. It talks about how you encompass everything into that. And I think something that I really have to work on here in the studio is this window, because I noticed that during the day when I'm shooting video, that's just a bright spot right there. And I have lighting up here already, so I don't need, the natural lighting behind me. You're not supposed to shoot with the window behind you. And, well, unfortunately, I probably could fix it. Let's see if we can fix that right now here on the channel. If we can turn the laptop. Yeah, see, that's going to be about as good as we're going to be able to get that. And then we'll pull this back to where it needs to be. Now that's off-centered a little bit. We tried. Let's go back the other way. Just slightly. We have a shelf back there that we can kind of gauge our plane, our flat plane. So if we pushed it back about right there, that should be about level. And then I bring this over to here, and then it looks pretty decent. Pretty decent. So yeah, we're gonna put up a poll here after we're done with this video here. We're just playing around with the cards. Leonardo da Vinci, beautiful. Art is something I've really been loving. I wish I could remember names better. I'm a magician who can't remember names. No. Well, in the real world, like, one of the things I try to do in customer service is I always try to, if I get somebody's name, I try to remember it. In terms of YouTube, especially if I've just started watching somebody. So there's this guy who does these spray paint paintings. He's got the Sha-Sha bowl, all that good stuff. He'll put some color down. He'll do the newspaper thing. He'll do the Sha-Sha bowl. It's like minute-long videos. But the works of art that he's creating, the space, like, I love nebulas and planets and outer space and all that. The beautiful colors and contrasts to the vastness of the universe. And some of those things that he's creating are just, it does it for me. It does it for me. So that, in terms of everything, there's just so much beauty out there. So many things that you can find enjoyment in. So go ahead and let me know down below if you're still here watching this in the future. Go ahead and let me know down below what your favorite YouTube is. If you're coming here for magic, great. But go, just let me know what you watch. Like, so if you're not watching magic, what's something else that has caught your interest? And then stay tuned for a poll that we're going to put up in terms of what you guys prefer. We've done polls like this before in terms of what kind of magic you like. But we're going to talk about what kind of videos you guys like, which I think, we've done that in terms of, like, shorts, long form, lives. But this time we're going to talk about the specifics of what it is that you guys want to see in the videos, whether you want to see more card reviews, more reviews of products, or more magic, more tutorials. We'll see. I think we had a poll up before. Maybe we'll reference that one. Okay. Anywho, that's it. That's the sign-off here. This is what we've been practicing lately, as you could tell by that shorts video yesterday. I've got about 100 views on it, but, we'll see. It was just a challenge to the community. For magicians who do this kind of thing, they looked at it and they probably said, yep, that's what he did. For people who don't care, they just either keep scrolling or they just watch a little bit and then move on. And then for people, I haven't got any of those people yet, which is the people that I marketed to. which is the puzzle solvers. Those are the ones I want to catch, because if I get a puzzle solver on there and they watch it and watch it and watch it, you know, that's where I get my nice little views there. Which, just keep in mind, I referenced this before, but I'll reference it again. Awkward anthems. I gotta actually go back and look at the video again. So she referred to, there's clickbait, and there's a difference between clickbait and click trapping, but I have to remember the exact terms that she used. And the difference is, you can have a thumbnail and title, which is probably number one, the most important thing that we need to continue to work on. But anytime you want to get into doing videos, that's your first thing. I mean, no matter how good or bad the videos are, if you can do a good title, a good thumbnail, that's half the battle. And then if you can continuously just improve the quality of your videos, it's going to get better. But so she basically explained through research, individuals and things talking about it, that the difference between, let's say, clickbaiting and click trapping is a good clickbait video, good, mind you, is one where you're like, oh, that thumbnail caught my eye, or that title, let me go ahead and click on the video. Now, as you're watching the video, you are baited into watching it, but then there's value for you there. So not only was it clickbait to begin with, but you're actually staying for the content because it was worth it. That's a successful video, because they hooked you in, and then they reeled you in, and then they got you, which is good, because now you feel like you got something in exchange for that exchange, which is good. The bad thing about click trapping, and that's the clickbait that we normally talk about, and then one that you want to stay away from, which is, I saw this thumbnail that was very provocative or very cliche, and or the title was something, and then I gotta click on it, and then it doesn't even deliver what it promised in the clickbait, or it took it out of context, or something like that. So in terms of the video that I have, basically it is, it says, can you figure this out? It's a puzzle video. That's all it is. I'm just doing a trick, and then you get to watch it. So that's the explanation behind that. It's for fun. It's for entertainment. At no point in time do I try to trick you into watching something that's not actually happening, because I just ask you flat out, can you figure this out? How do I do it? So while you're watching the video, that's precisely what you're trying to do. And in some ways, I besides the fact that it's basically shuffling and things like that, but it's, in a lot of the ways, it's basically a very minimalist puzzle, which is good. And then I think that if I continue that series, maybe I'll get bigger and bigger and do more risque things that you just don't know. And then what I might end up doing, depending on how much traction it gets, I might eventually film a private video and then submit the link out to people who try to figure it out. That way they know what I'm doing. It's kind of like a Fool Us idea, but on a smaller scale. And maybe I'll have people submit stuff to me. Not that I'm all that special, but it gets us thinking about things. And that comes back down to the Mind of Magic book by Joshua J. Magic of the Mind. I can't remember what it is. My mind is not working. Basically, there's a section in there that categorizes magic into 19 different categories, and I think there's some honorable mentions. But it basically breaks it down pretty well and into effects that exist. And so they categorized it based on looking at, I'm guessing, thousands and thousands and thousands of tricks, and determining that these effects are the basic denominators, which I love. I love when you utilize math terms and all that. And so I do a lot of these without even realizing that they fall into a different category than I would have initially expected. I think that everybody should have at least one or two mentalism tricks in their repertoire. That doesn't mean it's something that you are expecting to fool people on. It could be an opener that basically gets the crowd warmed up. It could be a gag joke. It could be any number of different things that can potentially get the spectator's mind involved with what's going on. And I think that works really well. One of the things that I would like to implement into performance is this effect right here. There's one, I actually saw one that works like this. So basically you put this hand on this side, put this hand on this side, and then you untwist your arms. See if you can do it. The other one that I like is the one that's like this, where you cross your hand over here, cross your hands. Same idea over here. Yeah, you've got it right there. That's pretty good. Okay, and then you just turn your hands over. Now, on camera, that might not look so well, but I've fooled people in the real world with that, and I was baffled by how easy it was to fool them, and we had a good time about it because even after I explained to them what I was doing, they still didn't catch it, and I think that's the beauty of stuff like that. So I think that it's nice to have some very spectator centric dialogue and patter and tricks and things that might not necessarily be directed in a negative way. It's just something that's there to have a good time. Anywho, there is the bicycle AUREOs. Very beautiful. Thank you, everybody, and remember, stay positive, stay active, and stay awesome. And we'll see you in the next one.